Welcome to the Daily English News program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I'm Gülər Qocaman. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham has addressed the nation.
The enemy, who has been keeping under occupation our lands for 30 years, sees the might of Azerbaijani army on the battleground. We are fighting on our land, we are defending our land, and we will continue to drive away the invaders from our lands in the future. These views were expressed by President İlham in his address to the nation. The head of state noted that the enemy faces a bitter defeat on the battlefield and could not show resistance to the Azerbaijani army. Saying that the enemy has been exploiting our lands and natural resources for 30 years, President İlham added that not a single building had been spared in the occupied and already liberated territories. Our historical monuments, mosques and graves had been destroyed and insulted. They thought that the Azerbaijani people will put up with the situation. They thought they would keep these lands under occupation forever, said the head of state, and added that the enemy could not achieve what it was planning and could not break the will of the Azerbaijani people. Saying that he resolved this issue thanks to the trust gained from people, President İlham declared that his main duty during the presidency would be to return Azerbaijani lands and to restore our territorial integrity, and that is what we are doing on the battlefield. Stressing that the enemy had been deceiving Azerbaijan and international observers during the negotiation process for 30 years and was conducting negotiations for the sake of imitating them, the head of state underlined that during these years the activities of Azerbaijan on the international scale were yielding fruits and the myth about the undefeated Armenian army was razed to the ground. President İlham referred to concrete facts in respect to the heavy strikes inflicted on the military equipment of the enemy and listed the names of residential areas liberated from the occupation. The head of state noted that 6 villages of Füzuli district, 7 villages of Cəbrayıl district, and 5 villages of Xocavənd district had been liberated from the occupation. Zəngilan district. The glorious Azerbaijani army entered into the territory of Zəngilan district and liberated the residential areas. Here's the list of the liberated residential settlements on the territory of Zəngilan district. Havalı, Zərnəli, Məmmədbəyli, Həkəri, Şərifan, Muğanlı villages, and Zəngilan city. Zəngilan is ours. Qarabağ is ours. My dear people, dear residents of Zəngilan, residents of Füzuli, Xocavənd, Cəbrayıl, and residents of the Azer-occupied territories, we are fulfilling our mission. We are giving the worthy response to the enemy. We are punishing the enemy. The enemy is helpless before us. We are breaking its backbone, and we will continue to do so. Qarabağ is ours. Long live Azerbaijan. Glory to Azerbaijani people.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, İlham made a post on his official Twitter account. It says, Azerbaijan's glorious army has liberated Dörçınar, Kürdlər, Yuxarı Əbdülrahmanlı, Qarğabazar, Aşağı Veyselli, Yuxarı Aybasanlı villages of Füzuli district. Safarşa, Həsəngaydı, Fuğanlı, İmambağım, Daş Veyselli, Ağtəpə, Yara Məhmədli, Cəbrayıl district, Ağcəkən, Mülküdərə, Daşbaşı, Günəşli, Çınarlı, Xocavənd district. Havalı, Zərnəli, Məmmədbəyli, Həkəri, Şərifan, Muğanlı villages of Zəngilan district and the city of Zəngilan. Long live the people of Azerbaijan. Qarabağ is Azerbaijan. First Vice President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Mehriban Əliyeva, made an Instagram post on the liberation of several villages of Füzuli, Cəbrayıl, Xocavənd, Zəngilan districts and the city of Zəngilan from occupation. The post reads as follows. I congratulate our people on the occasion of the liberation of a whole number of villages in Füzuli, Cəbrayıl, Xocavənd, Zəngilan districts and the city of Zəngilan from the occupation. Long live the people of Azerbaijan and the Azerbaijani army. May Almighty God bless our people, our motherland and president. Qarabağ is Azerbaijan. Thanks to the heroism of glorious Azerbaijani army, the tricolor flag of Azerbaijan has been hoisted in Zəngilan city, liberated from occupation.
Möhtərəm cənab prezident, cənab Ali Başkomandan, əmrinizə uyğun olaraq məruzə edirəm ki, Zəngilan şəhəri və ətraf əraziləri işğaldan azad olunmuştur. Hal-hazırda Azərbaycan bayrağı dalgalanmaktadır. Yaşasın Azərbaycan, yaşasın Ali Başkomandan, Qarabağ Azərbaycan'dır.
On October 20th at about 5 p.m., the Armenian armed forces fired on the territories of Goranboy and Tartar districts using rocket and artillery. The Armenian forces created tensions throughout the day by shelling the settlements in the direction of Terter. Houses and infrastructure were damaged. In the second half of the day, as a result of the cannon shell falling on the private house in Cemilli village of the region, the residents Isaklı Anar Rasuloglu, born in 1994, and his neighbors, 36 years old Guliv Anar Tofiqoglu, were killed. 48 years old Shabanov Murov Rasuloglu suffered bodily injuries of various kinds. The wounded man was immediately taken to Bardas Central Hospital. A large number of enemy personnel and military equipment were destroyed. The Ministry of Defense released a video footage. The artillery units of the Azerbaijan army are inflicting strikes at the firing points of the Armenian armed forces. The Ministry of Defense released another video recording.
Ruh yüksəliyi yüksək səviyyədədir, döyüş qabiliyyəti çox yüksəkdir. Rəsmi ordumuz Cənab Ali Başkomandanın rəhbərliyi altında işğalda olan torpaqlarımızı azad etməkdə davam edir. 3 mərmi ateş olundu.
On October 23rd, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ceyhun Bayramov, will have a meeting with the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, as well as the OSCE Minsk Group chairs in Washington, D.C. The Press Service Department of the MFA of the Republic of Azerbaijan reported. Unless truth and justice do not prevail, there will be no resolution to the Karabakh conflict, said the Speaker of the Turkish Grand National Assembly, Mustafa Şentop, in his speech at the meeting of Milli Meclis. Azerbaijan does not have the patience to wait another 30 years. The Armenian army must withdraw from the occupied territories of Azerbaijan. There is no other solution to the problem. Speaker of the Azerbaijani Parliament, Sahiba Ghafarova, stressed that as a result of Armenia's military provocations against Azerbaijan, the world once again witnessed brotherhood between Azerbaijan and Turkey during the counteroffensive operations of the Azerbaijani army. The delegation led by Chairman of the Grand National Assembly of Turkey, Mustafa Şentop, met with Foreign Minister Ceyhun Bayramov. Ceyhun Bayramov noted that special importance of relations between the two states and their successful development in all spheres. He highly appreciated the retaliatory actions of the armed forces of Azerbaijan to the next military provocation of Armenia and the support rendered to Azerbaijan by fraternal Turkey in this regard, expressed at all levels from the President of Turkey as well as the Great National Assembly. Mustafa Şentop stressed that the recent attacks by Armenia, especially targeted attacks on the civilian population, are a source of danger not only for Azerbaijan but for the entire region. Delegation led by Chairman of the Turkish Grand National Assembly, Mustafa Şentop, who is on an official visit to Azerbaijan, visited Ganjam. Turkish MPs visited the territory of the second largest city of Azerbaijan, which suffered from rocket attacks by the Armenian armed forces, and also met with residents. Mustafa Şentop condemned the crimes committed by Armenia against the civilian population. The countries of the world, especially the states that are the co-chairs of the OSCE Minsk group, for the lack of the necessary response to the terrorist acts committed by the Armenians. It was noted that Azerbaijan is completely right in waging the patriotic war, and Turkey will always support fraternal Azerbaijan. Secretary General of the Cooperation Council of Turkic-speaking states, Baghdad Amreyev, and other guests visited the houses destroyed as a result of rocket shelling on Ganja by Armenian armed forces. Secretary General condemned Armenia's attacks on Azerbaijani cities and residential settlements far from the military zone and highlighted the solidarity of the Turkic Council with Azerbaijan. It stated that Armenia must stop attacking peaceful civilians and withdraw its armed forces from the occupied territory of Azerbaijan in accordance with the UN Security Council resolutions.
Baghdad Amreyev said that Ganja is a civilian city situated far from the military operations. We've been closely following the developments since the military operation started, and Turkic-speaking states, the Turkic world and the Turkic Council unconditionally support Azerbaijan's legal right to liberate the territories that are under occupation. This is reflected in all international documents. as well as in the UN and OSCE documents. All official documents accepted by the Turkic Council in the 10 years of its activity recognize territorial integrity of Azerbaijan. Currently, we are witnessing a war. Surely we want a peaceful settlement to the conflict, certainly within the framework of Azerbaijan's interests. The Secretary General reinstated that this just war is a war for the homeland. This is why we stand with Azerbaijan.
Under the instruction of President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Supreme Commander-in-Chief İlham Aliyev, restoration of routes leading to Sogovushan and Talish villages of Tartar region, which were liberated from the occupation of Armenian forces, began.
Head of the Public Relations Department of Azərbaycan Avtomobil Yolları State Agency, Anar Najafi, said that from October 20th, preparatory work began, and the construction will begin on October 21st. The total length of the road is 29 kilometers. The road will be repaired in a short time, in a modern form in accordance with the fourth technical category. These roads to the Sugovushan Reservoir and the Talish village of the Tartar region were built in accordance with the instructions of the great leader Heydar Aliyev back in the 70s of the last century, and being under enemy occupation, became completely unfit. On our territories under occupation, there are about 3,000 kilometers of roads of local and republican significance, the full restoration of which will be provided by our agency.
584 cases of the novel coronavirus were registered in Azerbaijan. 128 people recovered and were released home. 5 citizens tested positive for the COVID-19 virus died. The overall confirmed cases in Azerbaijan have reached 45,879 with 40,272 recoveries and 635 deaths. The number of active infections is 4,972. To detect new infection cases, 1,241,664 tests have been conducted in Azerbaijan so far, the task force under the Cabinet of Ministers reported. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.